This is the way the engine is going to look, and if you can imagine it with the blue side panels on, it's going to look really badass. I have to thank Steve Van Treese at VT Cycles for getting me all these parts, just like he has for all of my parts and builds for the last 10 years. If you want quality, high quality parts with gold-plated service you cannot believe, and this is the man you want to talk to. Now the Pirelli tires on the back, they're shot, so I'm using it to hold the bike up. The front tires are not, and wheels are not that good, so I've got both a new back wheel and a front wheel. But now I have to figure out the logistics of taking this Bosch water pump right here, and you can see that it's really nice because it tells you which way the water goes. So I have to figure out how to put this Bosch water pump, let me see if I can get down here a bit lower, to come out, as you can see, to go into the bike and have the line come up from the front right here and come up and go into the inlet. And then you have to remember that I have this panel that goes on. So I have to figure out all the way to do that, plus keep my wires so that they don't get close to the exhaust or my inlet or outlet hoses, so that it'll work really well. And of course this is all new, so I'm going to give you another tip of the day. It's very important too. When you put on a new pipe, these pipes are made of soft metal. I think soft carbon metal, and you got to remember these bikes vibrate a lot, okay? So you cannot have anything touching the pipe or getting close to the pipe while you're driving. And I'll give you a couple of things here. If you look right down here at this ear that sticks out, you'll see it's been on the top of it, it's been ground down. That's so it will not touch this at all. Some pipes will touch, some won't. But you can see, if you look very closely down there, that ear is close to the pipe. Now you're going, well, what's the big deal? Let it hit. No, you can't. What happens is this, and this especially happens, let me get something I can get my knees on here. Oh, I wish I had some of you guys that were stroker experts over in my area of the woods, and you could kind of help me with this, and I'd have someone to talk to, but I got to do it all alone. My wife, my daughter, they're like, oh, why don't you get a real bike? So you can see the edge right there of this right here, and that's a little too close for me. So what I'll go in and grind it down. The deal is, if this part, or if you have, sometimes you'll have a bolt sticking out like right here, and it'll hit the pipe in just a little bit. What happens is you're driving along for 200-300 miles, this pipe is rattling, rattle, and this will actually eat a hole into the metal, and then you're fucked. Same with a screw right here or up here. You cannot have, I would keep at least a 1/4 inch away from your pipe at all distances. Of course, this hasn't been put in fully on this side, so I don't know, but that's the tip of the day. Just grind that ear down and say to hell with it. Now when you're building a bike, what you want to do in your mind is think about what it's going to look like when it's done, and just take steps to get there. I know what it's going to look like. I've never used a pipe with this big of a expansion chamber. That thing is just huge. I mean, that pipe could star in a porno movie. That's one big bitch. And if that's going to do what I think it does. Now this is a, I believe a YFS is Fongier, I think. I'm not, don't, I think it is. Steve Van Treese and VTCycles.com in Hawaii. Steve is, I believe, now, is the only authorized Fongier dealer for their parts in that area, as far as I know. So if you need Fongier, you talk to him. The PG long pipe is a great pipe. The PG stainless steel and the Big Bertha are great pipes. PG, these, what are they called? Speedometers are top of the line. And the parts are reasonably priced. They're just reasonable. Except for this pipe. This pipe was not reasonable, but I'll tell you what, it's worth every penny. This pipe cost me a few ducats. And he has another one that has this curled up here, underneath here. And if things work out, I'm going to buy it too, if it's still available. And this also, this PG pipe does come in blue anodized, I think. Green works fine with this bike, but blue is just plus because it matches the bike. But green is kind of nice because it offsets the blue and doesn't make it look like it's all one little deal. But that engine is going to be bad fucking ass. I just want to say thank you, Stephen Van Treese, and his older brother for starting the shop, and Keone, and I don't know his last name, but I'm trying to find it out, for helping me with all this. Alright, I'm going to keep building. Rock on.